Would everyone that's here with Linda Barnicott please come forward? We have, of course, Linda here, her husband, Reverend Tom Barnicott, their two daughters, Brittany and Alyssa. We also have Drew from and Elliott Joint Project, and Tim J. and Dan Cantina from the American Cancer Society. And Linda Barnicott, I think, in contemporary Pittsburgh is our best artist. And what she does is draw portraits of well-known locations in the Pittsburgh area, and some of the artworks displayed in front of us. And one of the unique things I like about Linda's work is that she'll take individuals that may be known to her or may be associated with something in the particular portrait, and she'll stick those individuals in there. In fact, there's one of them that might have a council member that you know displayed in there. And we are honoring Linda this morning. I think a lot of her work lately has been of Kennywood, and I think a lot of our minds are starting to go to Kennywood as the weather gets better, so I thought this is as good a time as any to honor Linda Barnicott. And let me read the proclamation. It reads, whereas artist Linda Barnicott has been greatly embraced by the art community and the general public of Pittsburgh for the many nostalgic, heartwarming scenes she captures. And whereas since 1975, she has enjoyed a career as a portrait artist, and since 1989, she has produced limited edition prints and is currently working in a studio at her home in Greentree Borough. Whereas in 1996, she was selected to be the official artist of the 1996 Pittsburgh Regatta, producing a painting titled You Gotta Regatta. Whereas she began capturing the Pittsburgh sights that include the landmark Kaufman's Clock, Market Square, the Cathedral of Learning, a panoramic view of Pittsburgh, Washington, a wonderful series of Kennywood Park scenes, all of which are limited edition prints. And since Linda began primarily as a portrait artist, her paintings include family members and friends somewhere, and she will proudly point them out. Whereas in 1998, the American Cancer Society of Greater Pittsburgh commissioned Linda to create the painting used on their annual Christmas card fundraiser, for which she produced a holiday tradition, a painting of Horn's Corner Christmas tree, of which 25,000 cards were printed and were sold out by the first week in November. Whereas in 1999, Linda was again commissioned to produce the American Cancer Society of Greater Pittsburgh's Christmas card and created Season's Greetings from Station Square, of which 45,000 cards were printed and again sold out. And Linda has again been commissioned to create the year 2000 Christmas card print. Whereas as a retirement gift for Tom Jones, the executive director of the West End Elliott Joint Project, its board of directors commissioned Linda to create a painting of Tom at the West End gazebo, a project he was particularly proud of. The result is a wonderful picture of the gazebo with Tom walking his dog and many people he had worked with enjoying a stroll near the gazebo. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh congratulates Linda Barnicott on her tremendous contribution in capturing and preserving many sites in and around the Pittsburgh area.
Motion approved. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. And Linda does great artwork, but I also want to say that Linda Barnicott and her husband Tom, who is the pastor at Emmanuel United Methodist Church located on Lorenz Avenue, are also extensively involved in supporting the West End and Elliott communities. As you know, Linda actually drew a beautiful drawing of the gazebo in the West End, which is being used as a fundraiser for the West End Elliott Joint Project. They're there at all the different community events helping out in the Elliott and West End communities, and people here from the American Cancer Society for the work that she's done for them and their Christmas cards. And I have to say, personally, I enjoy her artwork. I have two of the portraits in my home, including the one that I got a little side view of. But I believe I introduced everybody here, but let me go through them one more time. First is Linda's family. Next to her, 2 children, Brittany and Alyssa. Next, her husband, Reverend Tom Barnicott of Emmanuel United Methodist Church in Elliott. And then we have Dan Cantina, Kathleen Rowe, and Tim J. of the American Cancer Society. And then we have Drew Imler and Gina Turner from the West End Elliott Joint Project. And I think we'll save you for last, Linda, for any comments. And let me begin with a representative from the American Cancer Society. I don't know who would like to speak first.
Thank you. My name is Tim J. I'm with the American Cancer Society, and we are one of the largest volunteer-based organizations in the country. Volunteer being the key word here. Linda is just that, and those type of volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. If it were not for people like Linda donating her time, efforts, and of course talents, as you can see in front of you, our Christmas card project would survive, but it would not be near as to what it was. Our Christmas card project is about in its 6th year, Linda in going to be her 3rd, and it was successful at a certain level, but it has grown immensely since 1998. Kathleen Rowe was fortunate enough to have Linda come and help us, and now she is the project. As the aforementioned 98 card, it raised over $10,000, which was a very successful event in and of itself. But the 99 raised over $26,000, and that money itself has a distinct impression upon this community and Allegheny County in patient services, as well as over $5 million in 1999 of cancer research grants that are kept right here in Allegheny County, and it's a tremendous amount. Unfortunately, cancer is something that affects a great amount of people. Fortunately, here in Allegheny County, we have so many great facilities that can use that money, and it comes right back to us. We want to thank you and congratulate you, obviously, and we are extremely excited to get to see the grand view of Pittsburgh, something to look forward to for 2000, and buy all those Christmas cards, please. Thank you.
Councilman Hertzberg, I think those paintings will look great in my office.
You're not in any of them, Bob. What would you do that for?